Blood of my blood, bone of my bone.
How did you get this?
Outlander offers a blend of fiction based on historical events, yet its historical accuracy isn't always spot on. The main appeal of the show lies in its romance, but it also captivates with action, drama, incredible acting, and writing. Despite being a fantasy historical fiction series, Outlander generally maintains strong historical accuracy. However, since it is a fictional show, some elements are not historically accurate. These inaccuracies are often noticeable, leaving viewers to wonder if they were intentional for creative purposes or simply mistakes. Starz is set to release the second half of Outlander's final 8th season at the end of 2024. This brings excitement to fans of time travel historical fantasy, but also a sense of sorrow as the series approaches its conclusion. Throughout its run, Outlander's historical accuracy has educated fans about the past while entertaining them with thrilling battles and intense romance. Nonetheless, fans with knowledge of history frequently point out moments where the show strays from historical accuracy, becoming more fictional in its portrayal of historical wars and battles. The castles are real castles. The castles depicted in Outlander are not CGI creations, miniatures, or stage sets, nor were they constructed in Hollywood or other filming locations. These are real-life castles with rich histories. Castle Leoch, a prominent castle in the series, is depicted as the home of Jamie's uncle, Colin Mackenzie, and his clan. This medieval castle is actually Doune Castle in Perthshire, built in the late 14th century by Robert Stewart, the Duke of Albany. Another significant castle in the show is Blackness Castle, known to Outlander fans as the infamous Fort William. In the series, Blackness Castle serves as Blackjack Randall's main headquarters. In reality, Blackness Castle is a former artillery fortress and a 15th century marvel built for the Crichtons, one of Scotland's most powerful families. The Battle of Culloden really happened. The Battle of Culloden was a significant event both in the Outlander series and in history. Bonnie Prince Charlie led the Jacobites into this infamous battle, which resulted in the loss of many Scottish lives. The battle occurred on April 16, 1746, and ended with the British government forces, commanded by the Duke of Cumberland, decisively defeating the Jacobites. The Battle of Culloden lasted less than an hour and marked the end of the 1745 uprising. Outlander's portrayal of the Battle of Culloden was historically accurate, apart from the inclusion of fictional characters. It was a brutal conflict that the Jacobites lost swiftly. The clans were forever changed by this battle and never returned to their pre-war state. Similarly to the show, Bonnie Prince Charlie was never heard from again after he fled. There actually was a Fraser soldier who survived the Battle of Culloden. Not all Outlander fans might know that Jamie Fraser's character is loosely based on a real-life Jacobite soldier who survived the Battle of Culloden. Author Diana Gabaldon mentioned that she developed Jamie after reading Prince in the Heather by Eric Linklater. The book recounts how 19 wounded Jacobites hid in a farmhouse after the battle. After 2 days, they were all executed by the Redcoats. However, one man survived the massacre, a Fraser of the Master of Lovett's regiment. Gabaldon chose the name Jamie inspired by a character from Doctor Who, which also influenced her to set the story in Scotland. Given that a Fraser of the Master of Lovett's regiment survived, she decided her character should be named Jamie Fraser. Lord Lovett was a real person. One of the more intriguing characters in Outlander is Jamie's eccentric relative, Lord Lovett. Introduced in Season 2, Simon Fraser, also known as the Old Fox, was a real historical figure and the 11th Lord Lovett. In Outlander, he is depicted as the father of Brian Fraser and grandfather of Jamie Fraser, thus intertwining his character with the main storyline. However, in reality, he was not related to Jamie Fraser. Author Diana Gabaldon based Simon Fraser on the historical 11th Lord Lovett. According to Gabaldon, she stayed very true to his real personality in her portrayal of him in Outlander. I made no alterations to his life or persona, save for grafting an illegitimate and totally fictional branch onto his family tree by making him Jamie Fraser's grandfather. Given old Simon's persona as recorded, attributing an illegitimate son to him would in no way be character assassination, she said. The Jacobites did defeat the British at Prestonpans. Including battle scenes in historical fiction shows like Outlander is crucial not only for historical accuracy, but also for adding drama and action to the storyline, effectively tying everything together. One of the best battles depicted in the series is the Battle of Prestonpans, a rare Jacobite victory in contrast to the tragic Battle of Culloden. The Jacobites gained the upper hand through a remarkable strategy of sneaking up on the enemy through the bog to their campsite early in the morning. This clever tactic was devised by a real Jacobite general. Outlander portrayed the Battle of Prestonpans with impressive historical accuracy. The original battle occurred on September 21, 1745, and the real conflict lasted less than 30 minutes. The women's costumes were spot on for the time. Outlander costume designer Terry Dresbach has a remarkable talent for recreating the fashions of the show's time periods, including those of specific countries in the 18th century. Her recreations are particularly accurate for what women wore in Scotland during that era. The tight corsets and padded panniers that Claire regularly wears are exactly what Scottish women wore in the 18th century, making Dresbach's work both challenging and impressive. In Season 2 alone, Dresbach designed over 10,000 impeccably detailed costumes for the cast, seamlessly transporting viewers back in time via Harper's Bazaar. The biggest thing we had to figure out was where the hell we were going to get 18th century fabric from, Dresbach said. There is no store that sells that, so we had to make it. Craigh na Dun doesn't really exist. The standing stones at Craigh na Dun are central to many events in the Outlander series, from Claire's initial journey through time to her attempts to return to her own era. They played a significant role when she was reluctantly sent back before the Battle of Culloden and when she eventually reunited with Jamie. None of these events would have happened without the stones. However, these standing stones don't actually exist in reality. Outlander executive producer Ronald D. Moore revealed that they carved the stones from styrofoam and painted them to look as authentic as possible. While there are similar standing stones throughout Scotland, none of them have the magical time-traveling properties seen in the show. Things didn't go back to normal after World War II for some time. In Outlander, Claire is depicted as a World War II nurse who travels through the standing stones at Craigh na Dun, appearing in the aftermath of the war's end. The series portrays a swift return to normalcy following the war's conclusion, but in reality, the post-World War II era was marked by significant challenges and adjustments. After World War II, there was a prolonged period of instability characterized by economic difficulties and massive national debt. Families had to reintegrate after years of separation due to the war, and there was a widespread process of decolonization for British territories. It wasn't until around 1947 that conditions began to stabilize and return to a semblance of normalcy. The depiction of a quick return to normal in Outlander was likely tailored to suit the story's needs, rather than strictly adhering to historical accuracy. This adjustment allowed the narrative to focus more swiftly on Claire's journey and the unfolding events in the series. And lastly, in January 2023, Starz announced that Outlander had been renewed for an 8th and final season consisting of 10 episodes. Executive producers Ronald D. Moore, Matthew B. Roberts, and Meryl Davis will return to give the series' beloved characters a fitting conclusion. Author Diana Gabaldon is expected to continue in her role as a consultant for the final season. Season 8 will primarily draw from Gabaldon's 9th book, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, suggesting significant roles for Sophie Skelton as Brianna and Richard Rankin as Roger, integral characters to the plot. From the epic battles to the intricately recreated costumes and the mystical standing stones, the series has woven a rich tapestry of storytelling. As we look forward to the dramatic finale in Season 8, one question lingers: how will Claire and Jamie's journey come to an end? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on your favorite historical fantasy series.